just waking up just for this. And I wanted to show you this eclipse, this lunar eclipse. Now, this is a little bit different because, and it's not as spectacular, let's say, but what's really cool, and I'm going to turn the camera around here, what's really cool about this bugger, oh gosh, the equipment isn't going to help here, but on the right hand side, it's like a thin piece of the moon is gone. Like that's the actual eclipse. It's not a full-on eclipse, right? But what this does is this signifies the full solar eclipse in a couple of weeks, right? And being where I am, of course, the eclipse is going to move just a little bit. I'm going to sit on the hood of my car because I'm going to be a little warm. It is a freezing 24 degrees or something right now. But energetically, astrologically, what's happening right now is the moon is at 5 degrees, and I think it's 8 seconds, or yeah, 5 degrees, 8 minutes, where the sun is at 5 degrees, 8 minutes, Aries to Libra. I know I'm not like totally making sense right now, but I am, but I'm not. Um, um, hey, I can't believe you guys are up. I love it. Um, hey, Kelly, though, I got to tell you, though, you guys there in Minnesota, it's all good. It's all good. You're really like you're literally not missing all that much. It's almost more of a symbolic eclipse. And by the way, if you didn't know it was an eclipse, if you didn't know that this is when things were lining up the way they are, you would just be like, there's like a just a it's like 8% of the side of the moon is gone right now, which is cool in its own right, right? Oh, Shasta, yes, yeah. Of course, you guys are in California. Are you guys able to see it? You should be able to see it because this is a pretty wide thing, and we're really kind of just a few minutes past the height of it. And at first, I'm like, I walk outside, I'm like, oh man, where are they? What's going on? And I start laughing because I'm like, did I miss it? Did I have the wrong day? The hell kind of an astrologer am I? If I so it's a little disappointing and a weird sort of like camera, but um, yeah, this is not it, Kelly. I agree. I forget about the Ghostbusting stuff. I want a good camera um, to catch the moon the right way. Um, so, in a nutshell, by the way, this is my real hair. This is before I cough. Um, so, in a nutshell, this just has a little bit of a sliver where the Earth is kind of moving in front of the moon. We're in direct opposition in 2 weeks. And again, all of this stuff has as much to do with astrology as it does astronomy. The new moon coming back here, right, of the eclipse, of the full solar eclipse. So we have a partial lunar. They really should have called this a partial, not a penumeral. I think that confuses people a little bit when you use those technical terms for a quick thing. But that being said, it's beautiful out here. I'm freezing. I'm freezing my moon off. And and by the way, this is upstate New York right now. By the way, that is all ice on the trees. We look like we're in the dead of winter here. I'm here at one of the local parks. As a matter of fact, right down there during the pandemic, I used to come down here and do sound healing work because we had to do stuff outside. There's like a little square down there that I would come down here and do this. But yeah, so I come here and I watch stuff. Gosh, what was it? 2 years ago? 2 years ago, right after we had a solar eclipse, and I think it was think it was 2022, but I think, yeah, 2022 makes sense. I sat in this parking lot and watched a solar eclipse last time. This time I'm going to be up north with all my crew from there. And yeah, you can kind of see how the right hand side is kind of gone, right? But it's kind of fun. Oh, magical mermaid. Of course you're showing up, right? Yeah, the energy charge. And by the way, I hope you guys don't have your crystals out during eclipses. That is not a good crystal time. Bring the crystals in. You do not have. This is not a good crystal time for sure. Oh my god! These people are like flicking the lights on and off like it's a neighbor, and we say, yeah. It's not the first time I've been out here in a crazy celestial moment, um, but it is beautiful. The trees are amazing, and my tuchus is frozen. So I'm gonna head back in and get a few more hours of sleep so that I can do it all over the yeah altar night. Oh, that's it. This is a good time to clear out. This is a good time to dust things off. This is a good time to kind of do an opening, a smudge, a reset. It's funny. Thank you for the reminder because I really needed to regrid my office. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. You got some change in energy going on too, so that is a good thing. That is a good thing. All right, guys. I know you're all staying on because there's nothing else on YouTube right now. Um, but this is kind of fun. And like I said, I'm kind of sort of frozen. I'm going to come back to me and, tell you guys that, stuff like this is really cool. The moon is doing its thing, the sun's doing its thing, the earth's doing its thing. And sometimes you got to eclipse things in order to prove a point. You got to prove it into, um, you got to prove a point sometimes by pulling your energy. And that's what eclipses are really all about. Sometimes you got to unplug it and say, what are you really looking at? And there's value in that. And that's to me energetically as somebody that walks in a spiritual path the best I can. I look at eclipses as in if I unplug this, we'll stay running. It's almost like a humanity, you know, life support. You pull the plug, are we still going? You'd be amazed how many times when you unplug things, it just stops working, right? But it needed that plug to still be plugged in. It needed to suck that juice from wherever it's coming from. Now look at that in all your relationships. When you pull the plug on something, does it still last? It's 3:30 in the morning. I got things crawling up inside of me on one side, and the other side, they're, my gosh, frozen. And I'm trying to be philosophical. So that's the energetic value of an eclipse. But yeah, it's doing everything it's supposed to do right now, guys. All right, listen, I'm going to let you go. Oh, a few people just said a few more things. Phil was off a bit. Phil is off a bit because, one of the reason why Puxatawny Phil is off a little bit is because he was not considering carbon emissions. Mwah. Good night, everybody. That was that joke was for Greta. Um, anyways, guys, listen, hard taps around the world. Thank you guys for being part of my journey, and think about what will thrive if you unplug it. Think about that. All right, guys. Thanks again, and I gotta get back to doing some videos, huh? True story. True story. Getting dragged out of bed every year. Poor Phil. But not us. We get to go back in, and I've got 6 more hours of sleep. Actually, it's more like 3 hours of sleep. But whatever. I digress. Keep going, guys.